rigging. We say no. No to 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 rigging. We say no. We say no. We say nobody. Where's the mic? Where's the mic?
Simple transmission. It's not a difficult thing. Allow the elections to go through the normal process. Whoever wins will accept. So why are you bringing us the confusion?
I want to ask a question. Last week, the protest, and last night, the Senate issued a statement saying that they are going to have an emergency plenary sitting tomorrow. Doesn't that make a difference?
That's what we are trying to make sure they make that difference.
So are you coming here tomorrow to protest?
No. When they sit tomorrow, after they are sitting tomorrow.
But the political parties are lagging behind. I think it's the Nigerian situation that is working. They are working towards this action.
We are working. We are doing that. That's what it's good you are seeing me today now.
It's the first time for everything. Let us get on that and we keep going. Amechi.
Yeah, we'll stay with you and let's continue to have a sight and sound of the protest at the
Are we lazy? Ababio! 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 Tajudeen Abbas! Ababio! Barau Jibrin! Bengalu! Senate Committee! Simon Lalong! Seriaki Dixon! Iretiki Gibe! Senator Yaradua! All of you! Pass the bill! Pass the bill! My vote must count! My vote must count! No glitches! No glitches! Pass the bill! Ababio! 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 Pass the bill! Because of the population now. What should I say? What will they do? On one national assembly members. In fact, for 3 years, what should I say? You change national anthem one day. National anthem one day. Electoral 3 years, never be passed out. As how now? As how? Who are the white? If Nigeria is not a country of particular concern, and we have lawmakers of particular concern, 2023 election, they say there was a glitch, and more than 2 years later, no independent audit, nothing to guarantee that by the coming elections will not have glitches. The demand of everybody here is simple. We want free, fair, credible elections. That is the foundation of every democracy. Sir, in African countries, military coup took place, nobody died. In Nigeria, during democratic elections, people died. To vote in Nigeria can be a death sentence. And lawmakers or politicians do not think it is expedient for them to make sure the process is credible and seamless. Look at the mischief of politicians. You change national anthem bill within 1 day. If the president applies for loan today, by 4 evening it will be approved. But electoral act amendment bill, for 2 years and counting committee, meeting upon committee, yet it has not been passed. Who is afraid of free and fair elections? Is Nigeria the only democracy that Democrats do not like free and fair elections? And this Senate is supposed to be the hallmark of the democracy. Until votes begin to count, the country is not moving forward because there is no deterrence. What we do is to reward criminality and corruption. The more corrupt you are, the more likely you can win election. The way Nigeria is going, if we don't fix our election, non-bandits and terrorists will run for office because they're already holding peace and stakeholder forum in Katsina and other parts of the country. We must sanitize our electoral process. That is the first point of accountability. Let leaders know that power comes from the people and then let them go there and behave irresponsibly. So that is our simple demand. Let votes count. Let there be free and fair election. Is it a bad demand, sir? It is unfortunate that by January today, 2026, we are still talking about this. According to the laws, at least the bill should be already signed 1 year out of the next election. Elections are about February next year. So as we are today, we are almost late. There is no consideration of the bill in the Senate. The House considered few clauses of it and went on holidays. Until today, they are just resuming for the year 2026. So we are almost there, but it is part of the plan. The strategy was not even to pass it. Even if they pass it, they will create loopholes where they will be rigging and malpractice. So it is up to Nigerians to mobilize and know that when millions of people come out to vote, it makes makes rigging difficult. So it is Nigerians that will really give themselves electoral reform. All we will do is to get the legal framework. We will try to continue to put pressure. Nigerians must know that until your vote counts, we are wasting time in this country. Whether they sign it or not, of which they will pass it, we will ensure that the vote will protect our vote. For me, Peter, for Nigeria, my vote must not 2027. I'm not part of this shenanigans and this sort of unfortunate criminal circles to call leadership. Our votes must count. 2027, we do not want glitches. Whatever that was the glitches, the person who said there was glitches is now an ambassador, by the way. Confirmed to be an ambassador. My brother, make you see country where we live. Nigerians want to vote our leaders. With that free and fair election, what is the deterrence? What is the... We have incentivized bad leadership because you know you can reward yourself with more years. No matter how bad you are, you can come back. You can install students mistake enough. Our vote must count. They must pass the bill. Whether they like it or not, we will mobilize and come out and vote. So either ways, they will pass it or they will pass it. That's right.
Now look at small protests we can do now. Small electoral act protests we can do. I see some people don't go organize talks. Look at them. Look at them. They give them orientation. See, they don't know where they go. Look at the real people behind me. Now look at the real people who are doing this. You can see. They see how they are. Look at them. Just look at them. People just left now. Look at. Can you see my back? Okay, look at. Look at them. They use one bus to bring them. See them there. Like if somebody's talking to them, see they bring dogs. Small protests like this, they bring dogs. Look at them. Look at them. So in case anything happens later, you say they don't scatter the protest. Look at them, not them. And then when they do them, look at them, and then do that. They did this, yeah. Just for the record.
There was no deliberate attempt on the part of the Nigerian Senate to delay the amendment of the Electoral Act. Our intention had always been to ensure that we do our best and we do it painstakingly, taking our time to ensure that what comes out reflects the yearnings and aspirations of all Nigerians. And also to be sure that the next election, all questions connected with the next election will be answered by the amendments to the Electoral Act 2022. But the social media already is awash with the fact that the Senate has rejected electronic transmission. That is not true. That is not true. Electronic transmission had always been in our act. And what we did was to return the electronic transmission, which had been in the act and which was used in 2022. So please do not allow people to confuse you. If you're in doubt, we will make our final votes and proceedings available to you if you apply and you're entitled, so that you will see. This Senate, under my watch, has not rejected electronic transmission of results. It's in my interest as a participant in the next election for such to be done. So please don't go with the crowd. Don't go with the crowd. We have retained what was in the previous provision. That's all we did. So if we rejected what was proposed by way of amendment and said let's retain what was in the previous provision, the previous provision had made allowance, had made provision for electronic transmission. So it is still there as part of our laws. And I think we should be moving forward, not moving backwards. There is no way we can, in this era of electronics, we'll now be going backwards. So it's important to know that. So the membership of the conference committee,
there was a real confusion, you know.
Well, that's the problem we have with you guys in the National Assembly. You're always confusing us, and we don't know what's going on.
We're not confusing you. Now, that was why we also, in our press conference, we said, usually, no matter how you do anything in the listen, when we come back to do the next legislative day in our process, there's a votes and proceedings. When that votes and proceedings is brought, then the Senate President will say, page 1, page 2. If there's any anomaly, you now point it and say, no, that wasn't what we approved. So, that's why we said that this process is not over until we see the votes and proceedings. So that when we're looking at the votes and proceedings, if it is now there in the votes and proceedings that it is no longer electronic transmission, what is there is transfer as per whatever was there before, then we will say no, Mr. President, no.
Right. Well, two things here. Earlier, I read that you said that your integrity is at stake.
Obviously,
in other words,
senator's integrity is at stake.
Right.
Because as we said, we are there only on public trust.
Indeed.
We are there because Nigerians say, go and do this for us.
And that's why people like to hear from people like you that they have a considerable measure of trust in. You also insist that the difference between transfer and transmission is deliberate. In practical terms, how does this wording prevent results from being delayed, altered, or selectively uploaded?
Because I've also given you the reason.
Right.
And the reason is simple. Every time you go to courts, because the wording there says transfer according to the guidelines of INEC.
Right.
And you go to court.
And that has been removed.
Precisely, we removed it now. Because the courts will always say, oh, whatever is the guidelines is not.
Yes, we understand that. But just to be ineluctably clear.
Precisely.
Does the approved language that you've now approved, this language of transmission, compel INEC to transmit results from polling units in real time, or does it still leave room for discretion?
Well, that is why we say it should be transmit in real time.
Right.
So that there's no discretion given to INEC.
So that's the language we should expect to see.
That's exactly what we expect to see. And the reason is very simple. And I said this, and I always want Nigerians to know. If you claim that you're here on the mandate of the people, at any level in Nigeria, and you're facing an election, for God's sake, why do you want to have something that is murky?
Yeah, indeed.
I came here on the mandate of people of Abia South. I will prefer that on the day of election, real-time transmission, let the Abia South people say, we do not want you anymore.
Well, that's you.
What we want.
Yeah, indeed, that's you. But the votes and proceedings have not yet been adopted.
Precisely.
Until that happens, can Nigerians honestly say that this reform is secure?
We can now tell Nigerians, wait until you see the votes and proceedings, because the process of the votes and proceedings is also a process of acceptance or non-acceptance of what you write down.
Right.
If you now bring it and say, and we look at the votes and proceedings, and what you say is transfer, we will say no, that's not what we approved.
Right.
Precisely.